very interesting. Okay, so what do we got here? There's like a mini front within the front. I might be able to get a conversation with someone here.
For those listening on podcast, we're watching a video of mine from Friday where I attended.
Okay, I'm going to try something right now. I'm going to try to have a discussion and see if we identify what the disagreement is.
I went to a rally.
When engaging in a debate, one has to identify the debate questions. Let's go on.
I went to call it an anti-trans rally, but it's more about not indoctrinating children in schools, elementary schools.
But before I turn my camera around on you, would you mind talking to me?
I'm asking a counter-protester to talk to me.
I am a document. Well, I wouldn't say I support this now. But so why wouldn't you talk to someone who doesn't support it? If you talk to someone who does support it, I don't need to, because you're wrong. But then why be here if you're not going to talk to anybody about it?
I'm here for my son. Now, could you kindly fuck off?
Well, I'm going to not move, but don't. You're not on camera. You're not. Well, first of all, you're in a public spot, but you're not on camera. Don't worry about it. Very polite. Not very polite.
Could you kindly F off?
Doesn't give permission to be on camera doesn't give permission to be on camera while protesting in public. There you have the logic, I think, that you might see more often than not on the other side. Kindly fuck off. I might have to put that on a shirt. Let's see who else we can get potentially to talk. Buzz off bigots.
Are you taking the piss out?
How's it going? Not bad.
A second.
I was just told to kindly fuck off. I've never heard such an oxymoron in my life. Yeah, at least you're told kindly, right?
Let's just appreciate what we witnessed there before we get into the lead story for today. I go to, it's called the Education, Not Indoctrination protest that was put on by Josh Alexander and Billboard Chris, I think, organized. I'm not sure exactly who organized it. And there were a bunch of counter-protesters there. Okay. Two of them talked to me. Only two. Everyone else either gave me the middle finger, told me to kindly F off, etc., etc. I went to a protester who looked like a reasonable human being, but I was quickly proven wrong. And I say, do you want to talk to me? And he says, well, do you support what I believe in? And so in more words than he said, do you support the trans movement? And I said, well, I'm here as a documentarian, but I guess no, I don't. I don't think this should be taught in schools. And then he says, then no. To which I said, why would you not want to talk to someone who disagrees with you? And he says, I don't need to because you're wrong. If that's your logic, whomever you were, what would be the utility in talking to someone with whom you agree? There could be nothing more useless than talking to someone with whom you already agree. What are you going to get out of that? My goodness, we're right. Yes, we are, Tim. They're right, Jim. Yes, we're very right. Right. Then he proceeds to tell me that he's there for his son, and I would have had questions. All right, does your son identify as trans, putting it in quotes? What's going on in your son's life that you felt the need to come counter-protest here? How old is your son? Is your son in elementary school, primary, secondary? How do you feel about people teaching your son and other people's children this stuff in school? And most importantly, what is the son? Didn't get there. Because I was told to kindly F off, which is at least better than the middle finger I was getting from everybody else on the counter-protester side that I addressed. And then I was told I don't have his permission to record him. This is the level of legal, logical understanding of these counter-protesters. Factual understanding, linguistics. I'm out in a public street, counter-protesting at a public event with big signs and big billboards telling you, go home, bigots, Nazis, F off, etc., etc. But I don't give you permission to record me, as though that could make a lick of sense other than to illustrate the fundamental juvenile ideology that goes on, I'm saying it, on the side of the counter-protesters. Listen to what I have to say and shut up. Look at my signs, but don't look at me. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Stop staring. But that's not where we're going with this intro, people. That's not where we're going with this intro. That was just part one of it as a segue. But before we even do this, I'm just going to make sure that everything is working smoothly on Rumble. Good. We are live on locals.com on locals. Hold on, let me skip here. Good, we're there. We're live on Rumble. Let me make sure that we're live on locals at vivabarneslaw.locals.com. Are we good here? Because my goodness, people, if you saw my vlog today, you're going to know what's going on We're live. Good. If any of you saw my vlog today, I couldn't get it up to locals first. Let me just get this camera down here. This is going to drive me crazy. I couldn't get to locals separately because internet apparently in Canada nicht geht. Go back to the old German or Yiddish. Let me just put this on here. So I couldn't get it to locals. I was having trouble uploading it to Rumble because internet was so slow. The phone would go off, the computer would go dead, and then they'd have to restart the upload. So this might be repetitive for those of you who saw today's vlog. News for those of you who didn't. And my goodness, we're going to make it news. We're going to make it news, people. So I was at this protest. I live streamed for 3 hours and 31 minutes. Good or bad, we were going to see what happened in real time. And lo and behold, not much happened. There were some kerfuffles, nothing serious. A couple of arrests, by the way. But the arrests came from what they call the Antifa side, whatever. It came from the other side, the counter-protesters. There were 2 arrests, from what I understand. No one on the side of the education, not indoctrination protests were arrested. It went off without a hitch. There was some shoving. That's about it. No meaningful violence, at least I thought, until I came home and saw a tweet from someone who I didn't know, but now I definitely know who he is, a member of provincial parliament. So everybody understands you have your MPs, which are member of parliament in Canada. That's federal. And then you have your MPPs, MPPs, which are members of provincial parliament. I see a tweet from a member of provincial parliament, which is in response to this tweet, which you're now looking at if you're listening on podcast tomorrow. This is a tweet from Luc Lebrun, which means this is absolute madness. The far-right mob is not even at a school anymore. They're just standing in the middle of a residential street in Westboro, chanting nonsense in the direction of random homeowners to, quote, leave our kids alone. First things first, it was weird that the protest was on a residential street where they were. But that's only because they were directed or blocked from their stated itinerary by counter-protesters. They walked around the street to bypass the counter-protesters and then were flanked on both ends of a street that they were going down by the counter-protesters, which the police allowed to happen. And they were literally wedged onto this street. And yeah, the homeowners on that street were mighty pissed, especially when people were stepping all over their front lawns. So that they were on a residential street was bizarre. But it was only because of how the counter-protest was set up and what the police allowed to happen and then getting flanked in. Set that aside. This is the video of the far-right mob. Look at that mob. Look at that mob. That was the mob, people. I don't know what qualifies as a mob, but that sure doesn't. But this individual, Luc Lebrun, calls this group of people a far-right mob. All right. If you've watched that video, you can determine whether or not that's a mob. It looks like a crowd protesting. In response to this tweet and that video of a far-right mob saying they're just sitting around the streets doing Lord knows what, Joel Harden, Ontario NDP, the New Democrat Party of Ontario, a sitting member of provincial parliament, says that this mob, this far-right mob, is also punching people in the face. Punching people in the face, but I'll take a punch for queer and trans youth any day. And then he shows a picture of his punch. I'm going to zoom in on it for those who are looking. Like I said in my video today, people, I've never been punched in the face, but I've watched a lot of people punch a lot of people in the face. I've taken some Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I haven't done the striking. I know what a punch looks like on a face. That's a very, what we call a sharp cut, like an incision almost. And I said to Joel Harden, who purported to have been punched in the face by the angry far-right mob, I said, I'm not calling you a liar, but I think you're a liar. Show the video evidence. Everybody there had a camera. Everybody there and their dog had a camera. And I went on something of a mission over the weekend to try to create a movement to determine the truth. I created something called #JusticeForJoel, Joel Harden. If he was punched in the face, and I'm not even being funny here, if he was punched in the face, whoever punched him in the face needs to be brought to justice, period. My bottom line problem, I didn't think he was punched in the face. And with the aggregate knowledge of the interwebs, I think we have definitively proven that he wasn't punched in the face because he updated, by the way, since my video today, updated press release. He wasn't punched in the face. Someone apparently punched him, glanced off the bullhorn, and the bullhorn hit him in the face. That's the update. But let's just get to the breakdown of a lie, shall we? The aggregate knowledge of the interwebs went scouring the internet, looking for justice for Joel. And my goodness, when I say the aggregate knowledge of the internet can solve anything pretty much, give them the 40,000 hours of January 6th, they'll find you the FBI informants. They'll find you the police brutality. They'll find you all of the agitators and provocateurs. They'll find it, which is exactly why the intelligence, putting that in quotes, doesn't want the aggregate knowledge of the internet and the 4chans of the world to have that information, to find the informants, to find the agent provocateur, to find the FBI agitators who might have been agitating January 6th. But lo and behold, when there's enough people live streaming in real time, enough people taking pictures, posting it to Twitter, the truth shall set you free, people. Hold on, I just got ahead of myself with this tweet. And Karima Rules is her Twitter handle. Let me see if I go to... okay, I'll do that. Karima Rules. I don't know how she did it. She has a better network on the interwebs. Found the evidence. This is Joel Harden with the bullhorn, and it gets pushed into his face right there, people. It gets pushed into his face. Now look around 360, people. The bullhorn, boom, right there. Anyone has any lingering doubts about a bullhorn gate? Let me just go to my Twitter feed and just get the picture. The side-by-side comparison. No, you know what? It might have been on my... he lied. Joel Harden, bold-faced, lied about what I suspect would have been an actual hate crime under Canadian law. I don't know of Joel's orientation, and I'm not presuming anything. I'm just saying that this is at a protest, and if someone assaulted a trans rights activist or a trans rights protester, or if I don't know what Joel's orientation is, if he's of the orientation that would make this a hate crime even clearer. Joel Harden, sitting member of the Ontario New Democrat Party provincial parliament, lied on the internet about having gotten punched in the face, and the internet found the evidence. He lied not before his buddy there, the same one who's propping up the Justin Trudeau regime. Jagmeet Singh quote tweeted, "I'm proud of you, Joel Harden, ONDP. Queer and trans people and kids are being targeted by angry and hateful extremists. Governments must step up to protect the queer and trans community." Notice the wording on this, by the way. It's deliberately opaque because he's not reaffirming John Harden's lie, because now it's a proven, demonstrable lie. He's not reaffirming. He's not repeating the lie. He's just quote tweeting. He's proud of him. Okay, you could be proud of him even if he's a liar. Who knows? Maybe he's proud of Joel Harden, because he's a liar. I'm proud of you, Joel, because you are willing to lie to the world to promote ideology. I'm proud of you. Do more of it. Everyone out there should lie for the sake of ideology. Maybe that's what he meant. And then he goes on to another detached statement. Queer and trans people and kids are being targeted by angry, hateful extremists. That's your opinion. It's not what we saw from that video anyhow. Government's best, yada, yada, yada. To which I tweeted, "Are you going to delete this tweet and issue a formal correction and apology, Jagmeet Singh? It looks like a member of your party lied about having been the victim of a hate crime. What else do you and your," I didn't say filthy lying party, but I'm thinking it. "What else do you and your party lie about?" And look at that, people. That's the little eyelet for the lanyard on the bullhorn, I think, hitting this man right in the face, where he had posted, "I got punched in the face by an angry far-right mob." All right. Cut and dry. In case it weren't cut and dry, however, he came out and posted an update. Joel Harden, who said, "I was punched in the face." That angry far-right mob, they're not just hanging around on streets. They're punching people in the face. He posted an update. Joel Harden. Can't believe he hasn't blocked me yet, but good for him. Ontario NDP MPP, member of provincial parliament. Update. Last Friday, I broke up several altercations or near altercations. What the hell is a near altercation? That got started by anti-trans protesters. Okay. In one of those occasions, a woman was grabbing another woman by the hair. I put my body between them and separated them. Such a hero. Even when he gets caught in a lie, he's still a hero. After separating them, I looked over my shoulder and was punched. I was holding a megaphone against my face. The blow glanced off the megaphone and my face was cut. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you got punched in the face, Joel. The woman left and the altercation ended. Do you think it's at all plausible that a woman would leave after physically assaulting a member of provincial parliament? People were arrested there. So a woman punches a member of parliament in the face and just walks off. Let that. The dude who threw gravel at Justin Trudeau was promptly identified and arrested. Cameras everywhere. You lied. I got punched in the face. Okay, I didn't get punched in the face. I got punched in the bullhorn. The bullhorn hit me in the face. And oh, hold on, because he's still a hero. I do not want this woman charged. I would rather talk to her about why she needed to be violent. Pathological narcissism. He's a hero. She's the aggressor. He's a perpetual victim. I want to talk to her about why she needed to be violent and why she needed to protest outside public schools. If she is reading this statement, that offer still holds. Please get in touch with me. I got caught in the lie. I'm sorry. I didn't get punched in the face. I got punched in the bullhorn. I'd like to. I don't want to arrest you. I'm so benevolent. I lie about a hate crime in order to start a war among factions. I want to talk to you. Offer still stands. And then what else was the latest development? What was it? Paul Champ, who's the lawyer from the convoy. Paul Champ puts out a tweet. Let me just bring this one up, and we're going to end it on this because everybody's got to come now to cover up their lie, because there were a number of other people who promoted the lie, not just Jagmeet Singh, other people. Someone tried to blame it on a woman holding a Bible. I didn't retweet that because I'm not interested in putting doxing someone or putting someone on blast who quite clearly did not do what was said that she had done in the first place. The woman with a blue Bible punched Joel in the face. Yeah, Joel wasn't really punched in the face. He was punched in the bullhorn. It was a glancing blow. And Paul Champ Law, Ottawa lawyer with national practice, employment, labor, and human rights. Him, just in case you didn't know what his pronouns were based on that avatar. Just in case you didn't know. Dude's got a 5 o'clock shadow, short hair, blue eyes, decent looking fellow. Him, just in case, people. Although I think it's now just like a litmus test. If you don't do it, you'll get chewed up by your side. But set that aside. He's the lawyer, if I'm not mistaken, during the Ottawa convoy or the commission. He writes, words have meaning, by the way. This is what he tweeted. Video from another angle shows a protester strike the megaphone into his face. Too bad this video by Karima doesn't show the full view. At least he wasn't trampled to death by a horse, I guess. I don't know if he's minimizing the 80-some-odd-year-old Native woman who was trampled by an RCMP horse. Are you minimizing what happened to that 80-plus-year-old Native woman, Paul? It sounds like you are, if I'm not mistaken. It sounds like you might be minimizing grotesque police abuse on an Indigenous elderly woman. Very tolerant of you, young white man. Video from another angle suggests there's another video. But the video that too bad the video that Karima showed doesn't show the full. Hey, Paul, where the hell is that video? I'm not saying it doesn't exist. And then someone asks, Paul, where is that video? Link, please. To which Paul replies, someone else is getting caught in an unnecessary lie. Video from another angle means video from another angle exists. It means another video from another angle, distinct from the one that we are looking at. His response to the woman asking for the receipts for the statement that he just made. This is a practicing attorney making a statement on Twitter, not in the practice of his practice, not in the context of his practice, but nonetheless a statement. He says, this guy says Harden smacked himself, but the clip actually shows two protesters advancing on him, raising their arms. Hey, Paul, you know what question that doesn't answer? Where the hell is the video that you referenced? Where is it? And by the way, that video, for anybody who watched it, shows that the only person in front of Joel is his own posse of people wearing black clad, as far as I could see from that video. Where's the video, Paul? Oh, I'm sorry. The video that she showed. Where's the video, Paul? You made a statement. Bring the receipts. They're all going to start jumping ship like a bunch of rats that they are, because they got caught in a bold-faced lie. A bold-faced lie of the highest order. I say, and a lot of people say it, you lie about a hate crime, you lie about a sex crime, you lie about any crime, you should be susceptible of going to jail for as long as the punishment would have been for that crime. Putting it on blast, people, Joel Harden is a liar. He got caught in a lie. He's trying to backpedal and make up another story. Paul Champ coming to his defense, the people who promoted the lie, covering their tracks primarily by blocking me. And Paul Champ says, there's another video from another angle. I'm just not showing it to you. It's mine.